It's time to talk about another great community in the Knoxville area that is perfect for building a life, a family, and to settle down. Today, we're going to discuss the community of Karns, and we're going to get started. Hello and welcome back to All Things Tennessee with me, Ben Barredo, your local real estate pro and relocation expert for East Tennessee. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey to another great place to live in Knoxville. I want to tell you about Karns. We're going to talk about the history of the area and then as much as we can, and then the geography, the location, the pros, the cons, and more. So let's do it. So Karns is another unincorporated community and census-designated place in northwest Knox County, located about 11 miles northwest of downtown. Let's discuss the history, and because Karns falls within Knox County, it shares a lot of the same history with the area. However, I can tell you the recent farming community of Karns was formerly called Beaver Ridge. And then in 1913, when the first high school building was erected in Karns, the school was named in honor of Professor Thomas Connor Karns, who lived from 1845 to 1911, the first superintendent of public instruction for Knox County. Later in the 50s, the community voted to officially change its name from Beaver Ridge, Byington to Karns. Now, if you come across something with the address falling in 37931, then you're looking at something in Karns. Karns, again, is located about 11 miles northwest of downtown Knoxville. More specifically, Karns is located in the Beaver Creek Valley between Beaver Ridge and Copper Ridge, both of which are elongated ridges typical of the ridge and valley Appalachian area landscape of East Tennessee in general. Now, the East Tennessee neighborhood of Karns slopes into Mountain Hill Lake at the foothills of the Fork Mountain. Though Karns isn't a waterside community, you are still right next to Mountain Lake, which separates Oak Ridge from Karns in the north of Karns, and you also have some great parks and attractions nearby like Victor Ashe Park, Bull Run Park, Karns Community Park, and the historic Cherokee Caverns. Now, there are pros and cons to live in the area, but first let's discuss the pros. And one of the main pros of living in Karns is you are in a rural feeling community, but still very much a suburb of Knox County and within a very short drive of the city, parks, greenways, and the shopping and restaurants of West Knoxville. Also, the average home value in this area is still decently affordable compared to much of Knox County. However, a lot of those people that moved to East Tennessee wanting to live in West Knoxville spilled over into Karns, which has driven up home prices a bit. Karns is also very close to some great parks, like I said, that give you reasons to get out and sweat and have fun with the family. Karns also has everything you need. Now, everything is a bit separated, being that it's somewhat of a rural area. So the grocery stores and gas station restaurants are there, but you're going to have to drive to get there. Now, for the most part, the people that live in Karns do not work in Karns. They usually work in the city or further into Knoxville or across the river at Oak Ridge. The population of the area is around 33,000 with 1.22 thousand people per square mile. The population has grown by 25% since 2010, with the median age being 37 and the male to female ratio about 49%. The majority of the people in the area, or over 70%, well over 70% of them, have a high school education or higher. The average income per capita in Karns is $40,000 a year, with a median income being around $87,000. Over 63% of the people in Karns do lean conservative, which is the ongoing trend for everything around the city of Knoxville. If you were to live in Karns and had kids, the schools that you would be looking at rank decently well, with the lowest grade being a B-. The schools for this area are Amherst Elementary, Ball Camp Elementary, Karns Elementary, Hardin Valley Middle, Karns Middle, and then Karns High School. You also have Grace Christian Academy and River's Edge Christian Academy, two private schools that serve K through 12. Now, before getting to the housing and then the cons of living in a place like Karns, make sure to check out last week's video where I talk about repairs and renovations that you should do or should avoid if you're looking at getting the best return on your home. And you can check that video out by clicking here or follow the link in the description. Also, if you're thinking of moving to East Tennessee, as always, please give me a call. If you need a realtor, if anywhere in the country, give me a call. I can always connect you with someone in your area. Contact information, as always, is down in the description. Also, always floating around right here when I'm talking about calling me. And listen, while you're here, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out, and I really appreciate it. It gives me the warm and fuzzies every time I see my channel grow. As slowly as it's growing, it's still very humbling. I appreciate it. Alright, let's talk about housing. And in Karns, you're going to find a lot of different kinds of homes. 10 years ago, I'd say the majority of the homes would be like basement ranches or ranches that fit the more farming community that it was. Nowadays, though, you're going to find new construction communities made up of two-story homes, and then there's a lot of townhomes and condos in the area in Karns, and apartments building up as well. So there is quite a variety, but the majority are still going to be traditional ranches and split-level housing. Now, the average sales price for Karns is $450,000. That's a 7.5% increase from last year. And the median home age for this area is 29. Over the years, Karns has become more and more desirable due to its close proximity to West Knoxville, Farragut, and Oak Ridge, where homes tend to be more expensive and property taxes tend to be somewhat higher. So the attraction to Karns has obviously impacted the affordability over the years, making it more expensive to live in, though still relatively cheap compared to other areas. Alright, now let's talk about the downsides to living in Karns. For one, again, I mentioned this earlier, but the walkability in the area is crap. With everything being distant from each other and there being no sidewalks anywhere, you got to drive everywhere you go. There's no public transportation unless you're calling an Uber or a Lyft. So that's another downside. And then though Karns has everything you need to get by, it has gas, it has restaurants, it has grocery stores, it doesn't have the best restaurants, retail spaces. So you will, if you want to do some more high-end shopping or have more variety, you need to go into Knoxville, West Knoxville to get those things. And so as you can see, Karns is a great option for you to live in. If you are looking for a country setting, but still being close to everything, Karns is not a bad option. It's worth checking out. As long as you have a car to get around in and you don't mind regular commutes to get anywhere, then you more than likely would like it here. Well, that's it for today's video. I really appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed that. It's been a while since I've done the best places to live. I'm not going to promise you I'm going to do more, but I definitely want to, and I hope I will put some more good stuff out for you. Comment below if there's anything specifically you want to know about East Tennessee. And until next time, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.